Welcome back everyone to Control. Now, we have this mission that we need to go and find the hotline known as the unknown caller. This is our current mission. Emily instructed Jesse to find hotline and object of power in the form of an old telephone to understand the message from the director trying to communicate with her. I think it's that guy that shot himself. They hope he can provide some insight into his invasion. Alright. So before we go and do that, I think we need to talk with this specialist. I think her name is Po.
The hotline should be in the communications department.
Okay, we got some few questions for her dear. Who is this? Hiss.
Where did the hiss come from?
I'm not sure. You said the hiss was here when you entered. Did you see anything like that outside before you came in?
No. No, just inside.
The source is internal then. See, the oldest house is a sprawling complex with openings to other places as well. I don't even know where to start looking. But in the context, it's good news. The lockdown holds. The hiss escaping the building would be the end. Pretty shitty world out there if you ask me, but I wouldn't want the hiss to destroy it.
With you on that, Emily.
Okay, so we know that it come from the inside. What is this building?
You mentioned the oldest house. What is it?
This building, the Bureau headquarters, the oldest house, is a shifting place. You've seen it. It transcends its physical limits.
I've been to New York a few times. How didn't I notice this place?
It's an attribute of the building. This is a place of power. The oldest house doesn't like attention, so unless you're purposely trying to find it, you don't, which is perfect for us. The work we do here is essential, but unstable. The Bureau prefers not to be noticed. And we need strong walls to make sure nothing gets out.
So without you, I never would have found the front door. Okay.
Okay. Who is the former director?
This Trench guy. I keep hearing him in my head. Is he a ghost? Haunting me?
I doubt we're talking about a ghost in the traditional sense, but an echo maybe. See, if he was killed by the service weapon, your gun, maybe it's his final thoughts recorded by the bullet in his brain, like a deep space probe sending back data. But that's just a hypothesis on my part. I'd need the gun to research it. But you better hold on to that given the circumstances.
I think I will. Yeah.
Just curious. It means that if anything coming from like this void, such as the gun, the service weapon, it can actually record the final thought of its owner. Huh. So what is object of power? We know about the gun, but what about anything else?
Can you tell me what an object of power is exactly? This is all, well, new to me.
Don't worry, I love going over the basics. So objects of power are mundane objects that house paranatural energies and have developed a link to the astral plane and can thus be controlled, which is what differentiates them from altered items, which are still housings of paranatural forces, but are more volatile and cannot be bound in the peri-utilitarian sense. Got it?
Did she memorize this? Got it. Thanks.
My thought exactly what? Hadron resonance amplifier. Oh yeah, this is the HRA. What the hell is that?
So HRA stop you from becoming hiss?
Well, it seems that way. I mean, I hadn't even heard of an HRA until a few weeks ago when Dr. Darling started handing them out. Well, I began analyzing mine as soon as I got it. I mean, each one seems to emit a powerful short-range frequency way beyond anything I've ever seen.
Doesn't the timing seem suspicious?
I thought that too. Dr. Darling usually likes to unveil his latest breakthrough in big presentations. With these, he just passed them out. His behavior makes me wonder what exactly he knew.
Okay then. I think we should move on and do this unknown caller mission.
Thanks, Emily. I'm sure I'll have more questions soon.
Just let me know.
Alright. So, where are we heading? That part. So, alright then. Oops. We come from upstairs, isn't it? Maybe you should check it out first. Oh, you haven't seen this place yet. Undefined reading. It's a material. Okay. Where are we exactly? We heading the right way? Shifted bedroom complaint. What is this? Just another portrait. Isn't a non-official. Listen, I know you can't control the building shift, but the executive level restroom has been missing for weeks now. I worked my ass off in the Islamabad station for 3 years. I earned the right to a nice workplace shitter. If you can't bring it back, at least find out where it went. So this place keep on moving, and somehow if we can trace it back, and the building can be back to normal. House memory. What is that? Health recovery. Asset. Materials. House memory. We got a bunch of this radio, but it doesn't put out any sound as far as we can hear it. Technological research restriction. Collectible. Technological limitation of the oldest house. The oldest house imposed certain limitation on our bureau, but by far most restrictive is the inability to use technology instrument. The oldest house does not allow devices that receive or emit any, I think it's radio signal. Radio wave are the only transmittable, okay, I'm wrong, are the only transmittable signal in the oldest house, and even those are often unreliable. If the power of collective unconscious is taken into account, it could be certain pieces of technology are too new in the cultural for the old house to blank them. Similarly, these items have not been known to become receptacle to altered status. Technology may be moving at too fast a pace for the to occur. Modern technology tends to disappear and break here, sometimes quite violently. Blank agents have been injured by cell phone exploding in their pockets while entering the oldest house. So, technology reminder. Where was it? No, I think it's research and record. It was compiled by Carla Vaughan and Hubert Tan, research specialists for Casper Dalek. Okay. This is where we were before. It's a weapon mod. Okay. There's one more place. Undefined reading. Oh, we're back here. Can we open this door here? Still can't open it. That's the former director. Okay. Nixon. Huh. So I think we look at every floor here, except for those. There's a log. Nostalgia department, communication department, dead letters.
There it is again. Our welcome message. Travel costs. Report 80, week 83 report. Visited the following Nevada accommodation: Desert Sun Inn, Big Sky Motel, Starlight Motel, In and Out, Aztec Court, Sleepy Bear. Accommodation 800. I wonder if a motel called Ocean View is going to be found in a landlocked state. But hey, I guess I'm not paid to think, right? And for the record, I again request that you give us the budget to get 2 rooms each night. Agent Rowley and myself are very tired of sleeping in the same room. See you on the road, Agent L. Hines. The boys in research said performing ritual may help identify any places of power. Drinking those little whiskey is my ritual. So that's explained to me about $300. God damn.
What is this? Sorry. What did you just pick up? His barrier. His resonant field is a physical impediment that is difficult to define. His barrier appear as ways to impede escape or access by bureau personnel. Two methods have been discovered for lowering them. One, destroy the multiple concentrated resonant sources found in the vicinity. Destroy the his entities in the area. The resonant field seems to require support for the size and density from others, non-connected sources of his resonance. Without the ability to draw from these resources, the barrier will fall. Thus, inactive, the structure made of his resonance qualify as conscious being. Does the distinction make any difference when considering the his? What does the very act of building walls to prevent our movement tell us about the his? To what degree is it watching and planning? Sounds weird. Choke. Mods. Okay. Exclusive to Shatter. Unstable area noise. Please be aware, due to recent fluctuation in the nearest control point, this area stability has downgraded to yellow. Green stable, yellow low possibility of anticipated building shift, orange high likelihood of unanticipated building shift, red frequent. Okay. Before we check that out, oh yeah, there's another bathroom. Where the fire goes. I think there's a mod. You're okay for now. Summary. Altered World Event Summary, Havana, AWE 48. An auditory event occurred on the United States Embassy in Havana, injuring the majority of diplomatic staff stationed there. Blank deaths were reported and outgoing information has been managed. Event response. Bureau agents arrived at the embassy on the same day as the event was reported through Federal Channel, but were too late to witness the AWE, which reported to have been blank. Staff experienced sudden intense vibration and noise, accompanied by intense pressure in the ears. This lasted for blank minutes. No visual phenomenon were witnessed. The scene was cordoned off, and the MCUF staff were transported to the continental US. After Formula I.9 was recited in the vicinity, a single cowboy boot began to vibrate, identifying it as an altered item. The item was contained and brought to the bureau for examination. What the hell? Who's that images?
Yes, it's overpowering here. You don't want me anywhere near it. With you on that.
Oh, I see. Maybe not now. I can hear them. Okay, let's check it out. A health boost. Health recovery. Maybe should do this. Oh. Letter from Trench. Greetings, Director Trench. I'd like to thank you for approving my request for the Dead Letters Archive. Cataloging the Bureau collection of the delinquent mail will provide an extremely handy database and research team can use to search for any connection or related topics found among the letters. Aside from the more functional purposes, the archive will allow us to preserve this window into authentic human encounter with the paranatural world. The letter come to us from various places and times gathered by the postal service undeliverable. The bureau is the perfect home for them. I realize not all letter contains account of genuine paranatural events, but even the erroneous one allow us insight into how the unknown is perceived by real people. Of course, I will first compile the system to allow us to analyze the letter for any information or suspected connection to AWEs and other altered materials. So thank you again. Can't wait to delve into my dead letters. P. Bartwell.
Again, house memories. Singing fish. Dead letters. Mr. Governor. I called the police, but they never come to my house. I got a problem and I got to send folk to fix it. I got my wife, one of them, singing fish on the wall. It's not a real fish. It sings when you hit a button, but it got the devil in it. It flies around the night and sing devil songs, say a lot of cuss word. The devil got in my house, cursed the fish, and you got to come got you to come handle it. My wife is real upset. When can you come? Sincerely, Dwayne Barr. I think we got one here. Machine gun. Another correspondent. Dead letters. I had a dream, and I built the thing I saw in my dream. A machine that will contain God, but not the God you know, or the ones anyone knows. A new God. This machine will be in his body, his heart, and his mind. I made it just like the dream showed me. I used the motor from the refrigerator and the coils from my toaster and the fence spool and the fence, plus timing belt from my car's engine and the wheels from my son's skateboard. God can't move yet, but the dream said he would learn how on his own. This is just a beginner's body, like a baby but a machine instead. God only needs a place to start. If you want to interview me, please contact me at the address on the envelope. My phone does not work anymore. I had to use the dialing plate on God. God is a refrigerator. Nice. I think it's time.
Communications. We're on the right track.
I think this is the right way. A video.
Just look at it. 8 inches wide and capable of storing a whopping 80 kilobytes. Stolen by our friends at the CIA, the disk held the launch codes to Soviet nukes. This is not the disk, of course, but one exactly like it. A perfect fusion of concepts vibrating in the Cold War era collective unconscious. A receptacle. It is a receptacle for dangerous energies to hone in on, and they did. We don't have the details, but when things started flying around the disk, it was transferred to us. It's an object of power. OP. Oops. Oh, and it can launch things telekinetically through the air. To date, we've launched maybe 3 dozen pencils. And once, we even launched a cup.
Check all the places here. Communication department. Oh, this place is big.
So doesn't affect us. It's one of the shelters. Nothing yet, just a house memory. Book Club, Samson. Book Club's Note for Penny by L. Sampson. So I don't usually read a lot of sci-fi, but as far as space operas goes, this was alright. The title Unless You could refer to a bunch of things in the book, I guess, but I thought it was a little vague and stupid. The way the character kept throwing it around almost like a catchphrase got really annoying real fast. The best part of the story was the space battles. I sided with the fixers, obviously, because they had the coolest tech. Their motives made the most sense to me. Honestly, if I had to choose between some hoity-toity flowers in guns, space hippies, or a badass bunch of warriors who go around devouring planets like cheap sushi on a Sunday, I know who I'm picking. That scene where they invade city planet and convert the entire population using those brain worms, and that space dog fight between those two ace pilots, sign me the fuck up. What kind of ruin the whole thing for me was my favorite character got killed even halfway through the story by getting a battery cylinder launched at his face by gravitational anomaly. His death didn't feel necessary at all. So that dude was L. Sampson. Samson. He's alive.
An object of power. Looks like the hiss have latched onto it. We need to cleanse it.
Oh. Crouch. Let's keep moving.
It's harder to hear you when I'm here. It's like the channel's been changed. The board's in charge here. They're pyramids in the Bureau seal. Are they really the ones pulling the strings? I'm not their director. I'm no one's director.
Hold E and highlighted object and release E to launch. Okay, cool. Control it. Launch a line of team engineer into the whole slow advance. Let's go. Okay. You damn director.
There you are. You were gone. Cut off. I got it. Just like you wanted, right? This will help me fight the hiss.
Got a shield. Ouch. Oh, okay then. Samson. Oh, we good.
Emily said that the hotline can be reached through the mailroom.
Tomasi, this is the guy that we were looking for. Re-information campaign summary for Willow AWE. National news sites have begun publishing the story of the polar bear attack on Alaskan town. You all know I don't like to boast, but claiming that the family was killed by migrating polar bears desperate for food because of their ecosystem is being ruined by the global warming was a stroke of genius. Using current ecology concern makes the public much likely to blank. So another AWE behind us and the public is none the wiser. Well done everyone. It was strong campaign and perfectly executed. This doesn't mean that we can stop monitoring blank and blank for any off-message opinions, but it looks like we are in the clear. Thomas out. She's that being talking here. Clear? Yes, we did. Are you guys okay? Just hang in there. This place is huge, man. Where are we now? Clearance level 1, nice.
This must open the door.
Nice. Okay. Let's do this. Alright, before we go further, we're gonna take a break, and I see you guys soon. Take care.